too will to really take care of our big needs as a county. That's why we saw it necessary actually. We should create something so that our kids from Turkana can also go to school. Recently when there were issues in court on the requirement of the function, we followed, we came in and we did some MOU with British so that we continue implementing the same, because if the county will not come in, it means those in Turkana County will not go to school, because our community now relies so much on amount of money that we are offering through that skills development fund to support education, which to me should just be an activity of national government. But national government has actually to do something to see that special areas like Turkana County have something enough to necessitate us take our kids to school. That is why we were taking.
But through the chair, in Senate we have one position, we are not against secretary. Yeah. What we are saying is, why are governors sitting in the summit with the national government and not going into a relationship so that they are given conditional grant to run this battery?
Okay. Chair. Question 6, Chair. The existing budgets and resources available to enhance a stable and sustained financing for TVET and skills development in Turkana County, and the measures put in place to ensure the traditionally disadvantaged groups have equal opportunities and access to TVET institutions. Our response: the county government has allocated resources annually to support VTCs and skills development over the past 5 financial years. The county government has passed the PFM, Turkana County Education Fund, Regulation 2024 that seeks to enhance access to VTC education by reserving 10% of the education bursary fund for VTC students. And then there is that budget, the table. And then question 7, best practice stock lessons learned and challenges faced in the implementation of ECD and county vocational education and training centers. Turkana County has adopted the following best practices in implementing ECD stock VTCs. 1, community involvement in recruitment and monitoring. Recruitment of ECD teachers often involves school management committees, ensuring local, acceptable, accountable, and teacher retention. Number 2, adoption of ECD service of scheme of service. Enable structured deployment, clearer job descriptions, and morale boost for ECD staff. Number 3, school meals integration. Regular provision of porridge or lunch improves attendance, enrollment, and learner alertness, especially in food insecure areas. Number 4, strategic partnership and collaboration with non-governmental organizations, e.g. UNICEF, Save the Children, World Vision, Mermaids, Lutheran World Federation, as enhanced provision of learning materials, infrastructure, and training. VTC. Number 1, demand-driven skills training. VTCs offer locally relevant trades such as masonry, tailoring, plumbing, and solar installation aligned to Turkana's socioeconomic needs. Number 2, inclusion of disadvantaged groups. Deliberate targeting of girls, refugees, youth from pastoral communities, and persons with disabilities through tailored programs and stipends. Public-private partnerships. Partnerships with oil farms, NGOs, and faith-based organizations for equipment provision, internships, and short courses. Income-generating activities. Some VTCs are piloting self-sustaining models, such as furniture workshops and tailoring units that generate revenue for reinvestment. And then the county has faced the following challenges in implementation of ECD and CVTs. I think this one will answer a few other questions. Delay in exchequer disbursement, thus impacting negatively in the implementation of education programs. Number two, Turkana County is vast and resources allocated are stretched. And number three, insecurity, especially in borderline ECD centers and VTCs. Number four, harsh climatic conditions worsened by climate change, which has led to migration of Turkana pastoralists. Number four, cultural perceptions towards vocational training. TVET still seen as a last resort by some parents and learners. Number six, limited ICT infrastructure in the county, low network coverage in the county. Those are some of the challenges we are facing as a county. That brings to the end of the last question.
Thank you, Excellency. Before I give the expert on this line, Professor, Senator Kavina.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. My question goes to VCT demand-driven skills. Are there those who have already qualified, and do you equip them to go out there? Do you give them equipment so that they can go and start, working?
Thank you. You can note that, Professor.
Thank you, Chair. One thing that has not come out very clearly is the number of VTCs in Turkana. You can come out strongly. You are a very fortunate county because you have over 40 development partners, and you can actually make them help you in all areas, which is a plus. And I think you are working very well with them. With the number, I wanted to know what the enrollment is. How many students do you have? I hope the CDC is here and have figures of how many students we have. And I wanted to relate that. If you can answer that one, then I would want you to relate it to the number of secondary schools that you have. How many secondary schools do you have? And how many primary schools do you have actually in the country? Because I'm sure it will be double the number of primary schools in Central Province. So how many primary schools, how many secondary schools, and how many VTCs do you have? And I'll do a supplementary question.
CC.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Maybe before I give to my chief officer, let me to tackle on skills equipped to the graduates getting out of our VTCs. We have 8 licensed and accredited VTCs in Turkana County, with a total of 8 licensed and accredited VTCs in Turkana County, with a total number of students, 2,064. Then maybe I will let our chief officer respond on equipping.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Leah Losiru, the County Chief Officer, Sports and Vocational Training. We have, just as the CCF for Education mentioned, we have 8 vocational training centers in the county. Our enrollment stands at 2,062. On equipping, we are privileged to have a number of partners in the county that have helped us to equip our graduates. We have international level organization. Last year, we graduated a number of our RPLs and equipped them with startup kits, using Nawiri, among others. Turkana County government have also played a role in equipping our graduates on skills with repair of nets, boats, to help them, especially those along the lake, to continue with their daily lives and living. Thank you.
Professor, now you can follow your follow-up
Now,
question.
let me do my follow-up question. And Governor, do you know the number of primary schools you have?
I think the two teachers here, how many primary schools are they can give?
How many secondary schools do you have?
Secondary, allow me, Chair, to mention on secondary schools that I'm likely to be definite about. There are about 68. On primary, we'll provide response.
Okay, Chair, we will need the response that keeps that the primary school, the secondary school. And I want an analysis for the sake of the governor. Governor, I'm about to reduce the salary of the CEC 50%. You cannot be a CEC of education and you don't know the number of primary schools and the number of secondary schools. That should be at your fingertips. So
In fact, he is a member of the county education board, where he represents you as a member because you represent the government. So I really wonder how you can escape to that question to know.
Yeah, now you are considering another teacher who is very tough. I'm saying that because the most disappointing thing I've had this
Professor,
morning,
I was once a CC
Can you please go through the chairs and the secretary?
the only disappointment I've received today is 8 VTCs a huge population. Governor, can I tell you what we had from Agwini? 56 VTCs. And why is it very important? And it's very important for us as a committee. The devolved sector of education is supposed to save us from illiteracy and is supposed to save us from dropouts. Let's use the dropouts in this place, but we are not calling them dropouts, we are saying from 4 leavers and standard 8 leavers. The only way you can save your standard 8 leavers is to give them an exit point. So out of the over 100 primary schools, the leavers who have not gone to these 68 secondary schools are somewhere at home, hiding, or in Lodwa because of the concentration of these refugees and whatever. Then you have 68 secondary schools. By the way, from Kakuma in Wasingishu, we have 2 schools that are full of the refugees from Kaguma who come from secondary education. So I'm now worried that most of your secondary school students may not be going, primary school students may not be going anywhere, but the Kaguma students are coming out because they are taken over after secondary completely. They are running 2 streams, 80 per class. They are from Turkana. So I'm telling you this because then you have a problem. There is a major disconnect. That the form class 8 leavers in Turkana are going nowhere. The form 4 leavers are going nowhere because if you don't provide for them VTCs, then we are stuck. And that's why your budget for VTCs is very low and it is not even spent. Because I was asking myself why your VTC expenditure, you budgeted 8 million only. When people are budgeting 100 million, and then you are spending only 3 million. You budgeted that initially you spend 52 in 2022, and then 56. How many VTCs? We are telling you this because it's a challenge. We would like to come to Turkana. When we came for Senate Machenami, I was still in this committee. We visited one of your VTCs, and we saw the best wheelbarrows. And we kept telling them, why are you not selling these wheelbarrows in Kitale, Nakuru, and Nairobi? Because the quality was very good. And I'm not surprised that the slides of the children are maybe constructed by these VTCs. So you are limiting your entry, Governor, exit. So where are they? Are they in the streets in Lodwa? Because where would they go? If they don't go Harding, they will come to Lodwa. And then you have a lot of children, a lot of young people just in the streets. I'm putting this to you as a challenge because when you compare your budget for VTCs and bursary, please, these 535 that you have not spent for bursary, take it back. Give bursaries to these students. I don't know, my question is, are you charging them any money when they go to VTC? Are you charging any money for early childhood? Because you are in a very lucky situation to have 40 partners. In fact, the food program you should not even be touching, and we guess, we are discussing, and we guess that your food is not coming from your budget. Because at 4,000 times, 136,000 students, that is already 500 million and something, it must be coming from your donors. And that's why we're saying give us the source of what we are doing so that we can get a clear picture and somebody else can learn from you. Because eventually, Madam Chair is going to table this report and it will be shared. So this is where our model is. You are raising your babies very well because you are capturing the population, but you are dropping them off in class 8 and then you drop them off in Form 4 and it will be a disaster in the future. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, well noted. I don't know what you have to say about that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Chair and wonderful Professor. I think we have about 11 sub-counties, 4 which I created when I was member of Parliament, sometimes back in the 12th Parliament. But we have strategically, because we really need to start from somewhere. What we inherited, when I came in, I employed the coordinators first to ensure that all the 8 VCTs are running properly. They have staff, because we couldn't just jump the gun and start doing other things. I needed to develop the already exiting and ensure that there is a coordinator and even they need their deputies to occasion those VTCs to run. Out of the 11 sub-counties, we have 8, and then we have other polytechnics that are run by